All right, so Fantastic Four First Steps came out a couple weeks ago now, and I saw it. I guess I'll just quickly go over my thoughts, and then we'll go over my thoughts on how they should save the MCU or whatever after this movie, and what they can do for Doomsday, which, well, we'll get into it. So, for Fantastic Four, for a little background, I've seen the original movie. It was alright. I didn't think it was terrible like a lot of people do. I didn't think it was great like a lot of people do now for some reason. I mean, your opinion is your own. It's okay. I'm not like super big into their comics. I've read a lot of Marvel comics with the Fantastic Four in them. They're the reason why, or most the reason why Secret Wars from 2015 is so good. I really do enjoy the characters, specifically Mr. Fantastic and the Thing I really like. Typically. Yeah, in this movie, new cast, I'm glad they went with a parallel Earth. The MCU Earth is, I mean, it's ours, but with crazy shit happening, but then they also kind of ignore it sometimes. I don't know. I kind of prefer when it's not. I know it's like the whole point of Marvel is it's the world outside your window, but it really isn't at a point. And in these movies, since Avengers, man, they had like a huge alien invasion. For some reason, only in New York, too, like only in the city. I don't remember. I need to rewatch that movie at some point. But Fantastic Four was, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was all right. It was, I didn't like it nearly as much as I liked Superman, but I don't think it was like super worse, like way worse or anything. They're like, if someone said they liked Fantastic Four more, I wouldn't be that shocked. But yeah, in that movie, basically, I'm gonna go over spoilers, I think, because I'm gonna have to talk about the future of the MCU. So here's your warning. They basically do the Coming of Galactus storyline, which was by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, probably mostly Jack Kirby, if we're being honest, and yeah, I mean, it's. I think they executed it pretty well. I think the thing that's really holding this movie together is the cast and their chemistry, and also the retrofuturism style and like it just looks really good. This movie looks way cooler than most of the MCU does. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed those aspects. I liked the portrayal. I think my favorite character in the movie was Human Torch. He got a lot to do comparatively to a lot of the other characters, and I found that kind of interesting because he's always been. I know a lot of people love him, but I haven't really ever liked him all that much in the comics. I probably just haven't read enough Fantastic Four. But like a lot of the comics where he shows up that aren't Fantastic Four comics, he's kind of just like one note and annoying. He's kind of like the Chris Evans portrayal in the original movies, which is like to say he's just kind of one-dimensional. They've had so much time, decades and decades, to develop these characters, and of course, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby's run is one of the all-time greats. So it's definitely, they definitely have more character, and I'm excited to see more of that. My main issues with the movie come in outside of the whole, like, the movie itself is good, and it's I do think they played it very safe, though. I kind of wish that they took some more risks. I feel like Superman took more risks, and that's why it was able to get to higher heights. I feel like Fantastic Four, they were like, we need to get this right, so I feel like Kevin Feige was really involved with, like, you know, you can't do that, you can't do that, you can't do that, we're gonna do this. We know people like this, so we're gonna do it like this. I feel like they played it really safe, and that kind of holds it back a bit. It feels very MCU, other than like the new characters and how it isn't as connected, which is nice. I mean, the best parts of the movie are the parts that aren't very MCU, but the plot itself, the beats, they really thought you thought that Invisible Woman was gonna die. I mean, she technically died, but you know, she got brought back like a minute later. It just felt like they were really holding on to that, and it's like, dude, they're the Fantastic Four. They were just introduced. They're not gonna kill her off. Also, she got like the most to do in that movie too, and she was great in it too. Vanessa Kirby was great. What really starts to happen, I think I was just trying to get my brief thoughts out there. What really is the issue, I feel, is, you know, setting up for Doomsday, because I feel like these past couple phases of Marvel, they have not done enough to connect these stories. And I mean, like, it's cool that we're getting more self-contained stuff, because that is a thing where it's like, you're always teasing for the next movie, you're always teasing for the next show, which can be annoying. And I don't think every project needs to do that. But it really felt like all of these projects were in like their own universe. Like Moon Knight had no like, Moon Knight hasn't been mentioned since. He hasn't showed up in anything. Not that I thought that show was very good, but like, does that feel like it's part of the MCU? Really? It doesn't. And like Shang-Chi, I mean, like, the post-credit scene like started connecting it more, but he hasn't shown up in like 3 years, and people liked that movie. I liked that movie. That was one of the better received movies, and one of the better received characters that were introduced post Endgame. And it's so weird that they haven't done anything with him yet. I know he'll be in Doomsday, which is great. I just hope he gets enough time to do stuff. I think it's really weird. It's also weird about Spider-Man, man. I know, like, Tom Holland, and it's like the Sony co-ownership thing, so it's like hard to get him in things more, and like, Tom Holland is always taking breaks from acting. I mean, you do you, I guess, but it feels like he's always taking another break. And it's nice we're finally getting Spider-Man 4 soonish. But he also, you know, he was like, it really felt in the last few phases, like in the Infinity Saga or whatever they call it. In the Infinity Saga, it seemed like he was like Iron Man's protege. I mean, it was kind of annoying at times, but I mean, now he can distance himself from it. But I mean, like, they were kind of setting him up as like the next big main character. He's the one that people have the most connection to, that people like the most out of these characters. Like, the ones that are left, there aren't that many left from like following over. You know, there's Thor, but he had a bad movie. Hulk, they don't give him movies at all. And he kind of got ruined a little bit in Endgame there. And then, like, I don't know, Doctor Strange, he hasn't had much since that last movie that he was in that people hated for some reason. I thought it was alright. I feel like they should do more with Spider-Man, with Doctor Strange, with the Fantastic Four. These need to be the cornerstones. Maybe Shang-Chi add him in there because people really like him. I mean, people are liking Yelena and the Thunderbolts. I still haven't seen Thunderbolts, but I should. But, you know, Yelena, people really like her. Bring her in. Do more stuff with... And, like, that's the thing, like, they don't all have to be connected, but I feel like a lot of the momentum that the MCU used to have was due to this connectivity. Like, they were building towards something. That's what's feeling like, it feels more like, oh, I can skip that now, which is good in some aspects. Like, yeah, you don't want to have to watch everything, especially when there's so much, and with adding shows in there, it makes it so much longer to watch everything. I gave up years ago at this point, but... even then, it didn't feel like they were building to anything. Like, there was barely any connectivity until Thunderbolts, which is funny because it's 2 movies before Doomsday, you know, the next big Avengers movie. 2 phases, and it felt like they were all just in their own little worlds and they weren't connecting. And I mean, like, even if the movie's like its own thing, which I feel like a lot of them should be, outside of Avengers and like stuff like that. But even then, the post-credits should start more connecting things to things. And I mean, and I say that, but then the Fantastic Four First Steps post-credit scene really bugged me because they were showing off Doom or whatever. Like, they were hinting at I mean, he was there. Doom was there, but Franklin Richards, like, touches his face. It's this really weird, like, shot where he's got, like, the mask off in his hand, but, like, angled so that the audience can see it, but you don't see his face, obviously. It's Robert Downey Jr., which really makes me frustrated, but I mean, I'm intrigued. I need to see that movie. If it sucks, I still need to see it. I need to know what they're doing, because it's honestly, that's what sucks about that choice, casting him, is that no matter what, I need to know what happens. Like, I need to see what the hell they're doing, because it's such a bizarre, awful choice, in my opinion. I hope it works out. I hope these movies can be good again. It would be really nice. I would enjoy it. Yeah, they did that, like, it was kind of a weird thing, and it just feels like, I kind of wish that they had established prior Reed and Doom's rivalry or connection in some way, because I know Reed Richards is supposed to be, like, the main character of these next 2 Avengers movies, at least Doomsday, that's what they said. So, and Doom's obviously the villain. It's Doomsday. It's his day or whatever. they're going to establish a relationship, I'm pretty sure. It's just weird that they didn't do it at all in this movie, and I'm not saying Doctor Doom had to be in it, or very much, probably a little bit, or mentioned. He could have just been mentioned. That's what I'm saying, man. I don't know. His presence, I know a lot of it is because of the whole Kang thing, and they were building towards that, so that kind of made it really unfortunate. Which, I don't know why they ever thought Kang was the guy. He's so not. Like, Kang can be fun. He's a fun Avengers villain. He's not a Thanos. Doom is a Thanos. He's even more than a Thanos a lot of the time. I don't know. Just, I want it to feel like it's going forward. Like, and it's weird because it's like it's already almost over. Like, we got Doomsday, Spider-Man for movies. Obviously there's Daredevil season 2, Born Again season 2. There's whatever. I'm not talking about that. But Doomsday, Spider-Man. I think then they'll do Secret Wars next. Like, I don't know how many movies you could realistically fit in between the Avengers movies, since it seems like it's going to be in another Infinity War and Endgame situation where it's like a part 1, part 2 type deal. So I don't think you can really fit that much in between. I think they fit like 1 or 2 movies in between Infinity War and Endgame before. So yeah, I don't know. I just really hope this movie's good. I just don't know how it can be, to be honest. I don't know. Doctor Doom is such a good character. He's such a cool villain. He's like iconic. He's an iconic villain. One of the most iconic, I think, in pop culture. MF Doom, like all this stuff. There's a culture around this character, and his design is amazing. Everything, his aura, what have you. But just do him right. I don't know if they can with Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr. is a great actor, and of course, I'm sure if he wasn't Iron Man, maybe it would feel like he was a better casting. But now that we know, he was Iron Man for a while, and he was like definitive, very good, one of the best comic castings of all time. It now feels like, they're obviously going to have to acknowledge it. And if they got RDJ, they're not going to just have him wearing the mask all the time. And I'd prefer if we can have a Doom that wore the mask most of the time. I don't want another Halo show Master Chief. I really don't. And it's just because they're going to show his face a lot, I feel. And they're going to have to acknowledge that. And with Spider-Man, it's probably going to be like, oh, Mr. Stark. I'm not Mr. Stark, I'm Dr. Doom. It's like, I don't know. And then they got to explain why he has the same face. Or they don't, and it's just like, oh, he's a different universe version, and he so happens to look exactly like our universe's Iron Man. I guess in a multiverse of infinite possibilities, that is a possibility. It's just ridiculous. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah. I hope that the MCU can recover. I know they're planning on rebooting, and I just don't know. I know that these characters like Iron Man and Captain America, it would be nice to see them interact with like the Fantastic Four and like the X-Men. It just sucks that these things were so spaced out. It sucks that we're only just now getting the Fantastic Four after we're done with like the definitive Avengers, and we're only just getting the X-Men after these movies too. And it's like, it would have been cool to get a comic universe where these were all connected, and the MCU had the comic rights from the beginning. But also, if that were the case, they probably wouldn't have focused so much on the Avengers. They wouldn't be the big name they are now, because that was like the only thing they had the rights to left. So yeah, I'm hoping for the best. I'm not wishing for its downfall just because I'm excited for the DCU. Both things can exist, and both things make me happy when they work. So yeah, I'm just really hoping we can get out of this Marvel sameness. I hope that Doomsday can be fun and just good, giving good character interactions, just good dialogue. It just needs to be written really well. Have some cool fight scenes like Infinity War had, amazing fight scenes, and with Endgame. It's just, I want to see these worlds connect again. I feel like the MCU's whole point was that, at least at the beginning, and it feels like they really dialed that back a lot despite having way more projects. So I hope that they can recover, but if I wanted to put a bet on it, I would probably bet against it, to be honest. But yeah, I guess those are my thoughts on what they should do next. Thanks for listening again. Thanks for checking in. I know I'm going to start releasing, I think, more higher edited and higher, not budget. I don't spend money on this, but higher quality, like more effort being put in videos. pretty soon. Maybe one more of these type like drawing podcast typey videos, but I just need to get into like the grind again. So I start slow and build my way up. But yeah, I hope you like, subscribe, whatever, and stay tuned for better things to come. Thank you.